Gbajabiamila Alake shouldn't have negotiated with NLC. Shehu Sani identifies Tinubu's mistakes. Well, Gbajabiamila Alake, former governor or former Kaduna State Senator Shehu Sani has identified some mistakes the President Bola Tinubu-led federal government made in the negotiation process with the Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) over the ongoing strike. Sani said it was wrong to delegate Tinubu's chief of staff Femi Gbajabiamila and his spokesman Dele Alake to negotiate with representatives of NLC. He noted that Tinubu and his team should have drawn out a roadmap to cushion the effects of subsidy removal before his swearing in on May 29. Speaking on Arise TV program, Sani said this government has done what other governments have not been able to do, which is the removal of fuel subsidy. Labour and government have come to terms for the first time that subsidy has to go, but the problem is the area of implementing palliative measures and actions needed to be taken to alleviate the consequences. There were negotiations between the government and Labour, but the fact that the government is just coming to office and you can't pinpoint a minister that will be held responsible under Buhari's regime when we had Ngigi, but now the government is still at its infant stage. But they don't cause a problem wey be say people wey don dey power never cause. But now the government is still at its infant stage and there is no specific person to drive the process. After the first increment of petrol, there were negotiations, but you can't specify areas of agreements because the government is still in the process of forming itself. When Labour said they were unattended to the villa, Labour has made a genius effort, but there has to be somebody to pinpoint. You can't put the chief of staff or the spokesperson of the government to negotiate. You need a ministry and a minister who is absent. I think it can be savage, which is the protest, and second is shutting down services nationwide, which I have not seen. The mistake the government made was that the period it took before the swearing in and having known there would be no subsidy, they should have drawn up a roadmap in tackling the consequences of fuel subsidy. Everything was done like an afterthought. Of course. Of course. it's regretting, but they don't know how to go about it. That is where the problem lies. Those guys on the street today are not workers but Igbo terrorist group, IPOB sponsored to destabilize Tinubu administration. They have already failed in their mission. If subsidy was a scam, those involved must refund the money or they should be compelled to build two refineries to ameliorate the suffering of the masses. But they didn't need any minister when they triple Nas Jumbo wages. Why should they need minister for the issue of masses? God day. Well, the truth is that Tinubu will not be able to manage the consequences of subsidy removal in 4 years. Meaning Ajero and his gang didn't know there was no provisions for subsidy since last year when the budget was passed. Why didn't they protest? Where were they also when his brother Emefiele grounded the economy for about 5 months? We know they are doing this because of Obi and they will all feel. Your name is indeed Yode. Doing it because of Obi, right? Why not? Is that what you think? Obi is the only person that can take Nigeria out of this web problem. Well, now the mistake has been made. What is the way forward? Yes, government is at formative stage and no minister to take direct responsibility, and the president team didn't have a roadmap vis-a-vis palliative measures. My take is on organized labor to share their sword and go back to the round table. Government should fast track constitution of the cabinet to put things in right places. Both parties should exhibit high level of sincerity. Bottom line is subsidy got to go and palliative measures must be. You lie, not now. Fuel 180 naira or nothing. People are dying. Sani, former lawmaker, is saying the truth. No brain as long as government is concerned. Okay, oh. Starting from the onset, Tinubu is not capable of withholding any meeting or questions from some reasonable Nigerians because he has nothing to offer. When he was at Chatham House, he directed same Gbajabiamila El-Rufai to help him answer some questions. So why this process? What do you expect from him? Because becomes a question to answer. Mandate that was stolen through rigging. What do you think will be the result? It's wahala everywhere. Who won't suffer? They are there enjoying using their own money as their father's inheritance. God will definitely reward them.